Miles Michaelis back on the mound. Romy Gonzalez at the plate. 7-8-9 for the Red Sox. Gonzalez, Narvaez, Rafaela. For Miles Michaelis, who's had such a fascinating major league journey. Went over to Japan. That one nearly got Gonzalez. He was in the majors from 2012 to 2014. He and his wife got married while they were on the honeymoon. They decide we're going to go over to Japan and try something there as Gonzalez starts the inning off with a single to right field.
I tried that too, Carl. Didn't last too long. Came right back. He lasted a little bit longer.
Yeah, he did. He was there for a year, and then he signed a 2-year deal as you watch Gonzalez reach out.
You heard the bat crack right there. We call that died a warrior for a base hit.
What's the over and under for torpedo references tonight? What do you think?
I got it.
We're at 2 already.
We are?
Torpedo bats. That's 4.
We brought it up. Well, you're going to keep mentioning the word?
I'll say 8 because you mentioned it already a couple times in a couple sentences here.
Not a play off the bat of Narvaez. Yeah, Eddie, Miles went over there with his wife, Lauren. Lauren became maybe more popular than Miles did. She served as a UFC ring girl. She was a spokesperson for Face Wash, a Japanese health supplement. And they just said, you know what, we're going to go see what we can do, have fun over there. They did. They had a blast. And it really also created a much better pitcher in Michaelis, both physically and mentally. The head 0-2, that ball smoked left field, heading into the corner, and it bounces high enough off the wall. There was no play for Nootbaar. Hustling into second with a double is Narvaez. Second and third, Red Sox.
Yeah, and this is Nootbaar thinking, okay, I can get him at third, but the correct play with no outs, or even if there was 1 out, is throw the ball to second base and keep the force in order, especially with the catcher hitting. Narvaez gets out in front of it. You have a chance to keep him at first, or even be able to get him if he tries to go 2 on this. Instead, throws at third base, and now you have 2 runners in scoring position.
With nobody out for Cedon Rafaela, and he swings at the first one and fouls it off.
Just the sound of the ball hitting the wall. Really a little lower there on the scoreboard part. It's just so unique to Fenway. Not
Any chance the Devers line drive off the wall, which came back so quickly, would somehow influence him to think, well, it's happening again, I can get the guy at third instead of throw to second?
Well, this one had less exit velocity than Devers.
No question.
You have to know the hitter runner.
It's almost a play you have to anticipate beforehand,
yes,
right, to make the correct decision. If you're waiting to react after the play happens, then you end up throwing to the wrong base.
1-2.
Rafaela just the 115 out of the gate.
Oh.
Will not offer. And the challenge again for a guy that doesn't strike a lot of guys. You need chase. And otherwise, there's going to be a lot of foul balls.
This guy's a hard guy to walk too. He'll swing the bat.
Michaelis shakes off 2, and he's ready now on a 2-2.
All right, fellas, here we go.
Good job by Pajes to keep it in front of him, and now the count goes full. Jarren Duran in the on-deck circle.
I'll tell you what, in game 1, Herrera, before he got hurt, and then Pajes, both of them doing a great job of blocking behind the plate.
There's those numbers right ahead of Stuffy McInnes.
Yes.
Do it again.
So you're telling me he's not walking this at
I
bat?
don't think that's a list you want to be on, I don't think. Unless you're raking.
Shano, Sadon, and Stuffy. On the 8th pitch, he sends it into right field. Narvaez is in. Boston's on top, and they are getting to Miles Michaelis early in this game. They lead it 2-1, and the hit parade continues for the bottom of the order.
They're having a mode 2. He tried to get him to chase, evened up the count, then went 3-2. And this kid right here does not like to take walks. He'll expand the zone and still find bat head to it. It's exactly what he did. Goes down and gets it. This one, a two-seamer.
You know, Michael was trying to go inside with that two-seamer and kind of yanked it down and away.
And now Jarren Duran with Gonzalez.
Oh.
In, and Narvaez at third. And Duran had such a special year last year. The 34 stolen base, guys, it's contagious this year. Boston is running at an incredible clip. 13 stolen bases for Boston. That has not been something the Red Sox have done for a long time. They have 9 different guys, does Alex Cora, who have at least 1 steal. Doesn't get the benefit of the call, just missed off. Boston's got 6 hits in the game, guys, and they have come in succession. First inning, they had 3 consecutive hits from Devers, Bregman, and then Abreu, and in this inning, 3 consecutive hits. Gonzalez, Narvaez, Rafaela. Popped up, playable for Arenado, backing up on the infield. And Duran 0 for 2 to start tonight. Well, again, Rafael Devers, that slow start is absolutely in the rear view, and in this case, the objects actually are further away than they may appear. Game 1, a homer, and then, of course, in this game, a line shot off of the monster for a single. Rafaela falls under that category of speedy.
Wait, Eduardo, you could see it up here. I mean, he is just clearly trying to go the other way, trying to get inside the ball. You can see his practice swing right there. He's trying to hit it through the monster.
He really is. And the conversation we had earlier was, I don't hit a lot of balls off the end of the bat. I hit a lot of balls from label to barrel. So he tries to always stay inside of it, and he's finding his groove. He's got a lot more life now,
yes,
than he did when they first arrived here in Fenway from the road trip in Baltimore.
And great numbers you can see against Michaelis. Rafaela, 19 steals on the season last year. He's got a decent sized lead, not going, and Devers doesn't offer. You spoke to him. How did you find him? Is he in a decent mood after the start, feeling better?
I think he is. I really do believe he is. And I think him driving the ball the other way is really giving him a lot of confidence. But those pitches right there, right down the middle, that's what frustrates him. He's like, why am I missing him? One of the reasons he really didn't have a lot of at-bats in spring training. So he's playing catch-up. Everybody can say, well, he's DHing. I just think his timing is not there. Hands are a lot higher right now than what they usually are, and what they've usually been in the past years.
That must be a conscious decision. I mean, he could see that. Hitting coaches can see that.
But it's feel. Remember, because he had issues with the shoulders, did not hit a lot in the offseason.
I meant the hands being in a different position.
He usually has them face high.
There it goes, and it is ball 4 on Devers.
But that's the one thing that has really helped Rafael Devers is being able to get the walk. Even though this pitch right here,
Michaelis can't believe it.
he can't believe it at all.
And that would have been a strike about throw him out.
Right on the corner.
There's been a few of those tonight for Miles Michaelis.
That's big.
Sit well with that guy.
See Oliver Marmol in the dugout. You know, he went from 2 outs to 2 quick outs to bases loaded.
Yeah, innings over there, strikeout, throw him out, and instead the bases are loaded for Bregman with Abreu on deck.
And a guy that loves hitting this ballpark.
Has a couple of thoughts he shares as he moves behind home plate for the home plate umpire. Andy Fletcher, another spot for Bregman.
Hello.
So you got Ted Williams and then Alex Bregman as far as on base, slugging at Fenway, Kingman, Bregman, and of course the great Frank Robinson OPS. This is why Boston was very interested in bringing Alex Bregman here to Boston. Swing and a drive, left field, high off the wall for Bregman. 2 runners will come in. He'll go to second, and Alex Bregman delivers at Fenway again. A double scores Narvaez and Rafaela, and Boston's got a 4-1 lead.
Boston better get used to this combo of Devers and then Bregman, as in both innings, first and second, they've already created damage. You have the walk, and then right here, Alex Bregman playing pepper off that wall.
He's always been one of the very best at getting the ball in the air to the pull side. And some of that was playing in Houston, and that's why Fenway Park is such a good match for him.
3 runs in, Abreu.
Oh.
So how big does the ball 4 and the throw him out feel now? Abreu's eyes lit up. This is a guy who recorded the walk-off hit that scored Bregman in game 1 of the doubleheader, and he subsequently came right back in the nightcap with a single. OPS, he's ahead of Judge, he's ahead of Jose Ramirez, and it's not currently close to start the season. And he ropes another one. This one in the gap. It gets down, goes to the wall. Wilyer Abreu is on an absolute heater. A double and 2 more for Boston, 6-1.
He's doing everything right? Change up the other, he gets to pull it in the first at bat. This time goes the other way. He's got Smith going from left to right, right to left. He continues to drive runs in.
We heard Alex Cora talk about the hitting style that he loves among great hitters. You pull the off-speed stuff and you hit the fastballs the other way. It's exactly, to your point, Eduardo, what he's done the first 2 times up.
And last year he struggled with the fastball, something he did not the year before when he first got called up. And when you see him also going the other way, watch out.
Here's Trevor Story. That's in there for a strike, a curveball that finds the zone.
Keep going back to that 3-2 call.
Yeah.
Devers.
Michaelis, because of that as well, not only the runs, but his pitch count, he's thrown 31 this inning. And Boston already has 8 hits in the game with 1 out in the second and 6 runs. Abreu's got a single and a double. Story on the ground hard to the second baseman, and Donovan is there to throw him out. Well, Duran has accounted for 2 of the outs tonight. Story has accounted for 2 of the other outs, and this guy, Christian Campbell. So 3 different hitters are responsible for the 5 outs that Michaelis has gotten tonight.
You know, I give the Boston Red Sox player development department a lot of credit because this kid can play all over the field. And that's by design. I mean, you get kids in the minor leagues that you think are really top prospects, and you teach them how to play multiple positions, including infield, outfield.
Yes.
That combination is deadly, and that's why this kid's in the big leagues right now.
Yep.
Well, think about last year, and I said it earlier, with Cedén Rafaela. Same thing. He played center field, played shortstop, was called upon because Story got hurt.
It was Craig Breslow.
I mean, a lot of organizations are playing catch-up right now, trying to get their prospects to be a little more versatile.
Yeah. Breslow, of course, pitched here, and now he is running the organization. And also an emphasis on defense. That's why Bregman's at third base. Campbell got jammed on that pitch.
Had conversations with, you know, personnel from the Red Sox, and the one thing that they want to try to do is, at least if it's with their prospects, give them consecutive games in the same position. That way you can get the repetition, then move on to another position. Or let's say 3 more games. Not try to switch after every game, because you might not have the same opportunities defensively in one game than you have in another.
Well, winning at home has been a priority for the Red Sox. It's one of the goals this season. They haven't had a winning home record in a couple of years, including last year. On the 40th pitch of the inning, Rafaela doesn't offer. They were 38 and 43 last year. 62nd pitch of the night, and Rafaela will pop it up, playing fairly deep in center. I shouldn't say Rafaela, Campbell, and he is out. It's weird, huh? Duran, Campbell, and Abreu. They've made all 6 outs in 2 innings. 3 guys. This may have been the key call of the night. It was ball 4. Michaelis didn't think so. The base runner would have been thrown out. It would have ended the inning. Instead, it kept the inning going, which allowed Bregman and Abreu to do damage.